Okay, first we're gonna get our fish set up. This is lake trout that I just caught the other day. It's beautiful red meat, and it's still got the skin on it. So first we're gonna cut the skin off. And by that, I just put my finger down here and slice all the way down it. All right, second, I got my 2 fillets here now. I'm just gonna cut them all into little tiny pieces like this. And then after I get it done, I'm just gonna go this way with it. It doesn't have to be pretty because you're not gonna be able to see this part until it's all like that. I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit. Okay, got it all chopped up. Now we're gonna put it in a bowl. And we got all that fish in that bowl. Now we're gonna go over seasoning. Okay, for the inside, we need flour, Worcestershire sauce, milk, cayenne pepper, roasted garlic powder, ground cumin, and oregano leaves, Italian breadcrumbs. Okay, first we're gonna put in our seasonings. We're gonna go with some cayenne. You don't need a whole lot, and you don't need this at all. It's just nice to have a little bit of spice. And then garlic powder. I like a lot of this stuff. I don't really measure any of it. It's all just on how I eye it. This is a lot of fish too, more than I usually make. And then cumin, just a little bit of this stuff. And oregano leaves. This gives a good flavor. And you want quite a bit of that in there. Okay, then we're gonna put in some Worcestershire sauce. Not much. And just a splash of milk. This is just gonna help with the consistency of it. Just a little dusting of flour. You really don't want much because it'll mask up a lot of the taste. And some Italian breadcrumbs. And then we're gonna mix that up. And judging on the consistency, we'll have to add more, or we'll have to add some more of certain stuff, but we want a good firm consistency so that it sticks together, and that way we can mold it into our fish cakes. So it's a little bit watery right now, so I'm just gonna add some more breadcrumbs, and that's pretty close to what we want. Still a little bit watery, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more flour. And I'm just mixing this around really good so there's no clumps of flour in it, and it's all consistent. And that is the exact consistency what we want. That way we can mold it into whatever shapes we want. Okay, now we're gonna bread them. For the breading, I use more Italian breadcrumbs. This is this half of the pan, and I also use Panko. I like 2 different stuff just to kind of compare. This stuff is more crunchy, where this stuff has a lot more flavor in it. But anyway, so here is our fish right here. So what I'm gonna do is just grab a little bit of it and squeeze it in my hand and pat it out until it makes really whatever shape you want. Kind of like a little hamburger patty. And then just drop it in like that. And then flip it over and get the other side. It really doesn't need too much of a coating, so that's good for that one. Then we'll come in again. If you make them too big, some like this one I probably got a little bit too much on, they start to fall apart a little bit in the pan, and they cook better when they're small anyway. So this side I'm gonna go in the Panko. Just like that, and get them nice and flat, that way they cook evenly and quick. And I'm just gonna do a couple more of these. Okay, for frying, we're gonna use olive oil. You don't need too much, but enough to coat it evenly on each one. It's probably good. And then I'm just gonna let that heat up until it gets nice and hot, and then we'll start frying. Okay, here's our fish cakes here. First, I'm just gonna sprinkle a couple breadcrumbs to make sure the oil's nice and hot. And then I'm gonna lay my bigger ones in there first. I'm gonna lay them in an order so I know which ones I put in first. That way I can, flip them at the right time. So these are the ones with Italian breadcrumbs and the ones that we did in Panko. And we'll let those cook for a minute, and then we'll put these last 2 on. Okay, these are ready to flip. just gonna flip them over the best I can. Sometimes they split apart, but that's a beautiful golden brown color, and we're gonna try to get the same on the other side. Perfect, just like that. Okay, these are done, so we're gonna take them out and put them on a plate real quick. Okay, here they are. They came out good, nice and golden brown. These are the ones with Panko. You can hear that crisp, and it's all nice and done on the inside. You can hear how crispy it is on the outside. And same thing with the Italian breadcrumbs. They just look amazing. So we're gonna let these cool off for a minute and try them out. Okay, our fish cakes are all done. They've got a beautiful golden brown color on them. These are the Panko ones, really crispy. You can hear it as I pull it apart. And then the Italian breadcrumbs, they just pull right apart and nice and tender. You can see the inside. It's a beautiful consistency. Now we're gonna taste them. They are super good. The cayenne pepper makes a little kick at the end, kind of like an aftertaste, and you can taste the oregano leaves and everything in it. It's really super good. So if you guys like this video, go down and hit that like button. Tell me if you make these, tell me how they turned out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.